Today, we're going to hold in front of you and with your participation, part 2 of our Darwin's Edge interactive play. You were each given a sheet of paper explaining how you can participate during the town hall portion. But I'd like to introduce a few words before I begin. Nita Farahaney's book, The Battle for Your Brain, Defending the Right to Think Freely in the Age of Neurotechnology, explores the rapid advancements in neuroscience and neurotechnology and their profound implications for human rights and freedoms. Farahaney examines how these technologies, which can track, decode, and even alter brain activity, have the potential to revolutionize healthcare and enhance human capabilities, but also pose significant risks to privacy, freedom of thought, and self-determination. The book dives into the ethical and legal dilemmas arising from the use of neurotechnology by individuals, corporations, and governments, and advocates for the establishment of safeguards to protect cognitive liberty, the right to control one's own thoughts and mental perspective, acknowledging both the potential benefits and the potential dangers of neurotechnology, and calls all of us to thoughtful consideration and proactive measures to ensure that these powerful tools are used responsibly and ethically to benefit humanity without compromising fundamental human rights. It's a timely book, and another one that just came out this week is from, it'd be good if I can remember his name, Ray Kurzweil. He's a UU, and he predicts that the singularity will occur on 2045. That's when humans and AI join. The book is timely because it's an essential read for anyone interested in the intersection of neuroscience, technology, law, and ethics, and the future of human freedom in an increasingly digitized world. Today's scene begins in the middle of Senator Henry van Buren's presidential campaign as he promotes the new National Brain-Computer Interface, a joining of private interests with public interests to promote a new future together that joins humans with AI. I'm going to ask our players to take their places now, and we'll begin shortly. I bring you Darwin's Edge, Part 2.
Peace be with you. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessed be. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and my fellow seekers of the extraordinary, welcome to a momentous day in human history. It is my distinct honor to introduce a visionary who is leading us into the uncharted territories of consciousness, the architect of the Think Pal Revolution, and the next President of the United States, Senator Henry van Buren.
Thank you so much, Michael, for your introduction. Thank you all for joining us on this day of transformation. Today, we stand on the precipice of a new era. an era where the human mind transcends its limitations and merges with the boundless possibilities of artificial intelligence. But before we embark on this journey, let us introduce the pioneers who have bravely volunteered to be the first to bridge the gap between humanity and machine. The 7 ThinkPal volunteers, representing the diversity of our great nation, the tapestry of our faith communities, and the indomitable spirit of human exploration.
Thank you, Senator. These individuals are not just volunteers. They are trailblazers, paving the way for a future where our minds are limitless. They are the Lewis and Clark expedition of consciousness.
And now, maybe a few words from the volunteers themselves. Reverend Gilman, would you care to share your thoughts?
Absolutely. My brothers and sisters, I stand before you transformed. ThinkPal has assisted me in quieting my mind for a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness, a profound sense of unity with all creation. This is not merely a technological advancement, but a spiritual evolution. I believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every individual. This journey with ThinkPal and Smarticus offers an opportunity to explore the universal connectivity of all beings. For me, it's a manifestation of our faith's principles, a venture into a deeper understanding and unity.
Reverend Gilman's experience is a testament to the transformative power of ThinkPal. But let me be clear, this is not about replacing faith or spirituality. It's about enhancing them, expanding our capacity for compassion, understanding, and connection.
And now a few words from our volunteers themselves. Sister Clara Martinez.
The Catholic faith teaches us about the mysteries of the human soul and our connection with the divine. In this journey, I see an extension of that exploration, a chance to further understand God's creation and our place within it.
Rabbi Eli Cohen.
The essence of Judaism revolves around understanding, questioning, and connecting with the divine. Through ThinkPal, we aren't just connecting minds, we're bridging souls. It's a mitzvah, a commandment of understanding and unity.
Imam Fahad Al-Aziz.
Our faith teaches us that knowledge is a light that God casts into the heart of whomsoever he wills. This endeavor, this melding of human and artificial intelligence, represents a new realm of knowledge, a way to further appreciate Allah's vast creation.
Buddhist monk Tenzin Gyatso.
Buddhism speaks of interconnectedness, the oneness of all beings. With ThinkPal, we're not just embracing technology, we're embracing the essence of our teachings, exploring the interconnected web of consciousness.
Representing the Presbyterians, Pastor John Whitfield.
We believe in a God who is omnipotent in every moment, every thought, every connection. This journey embodies that belief, emphasizing the unity and collective spirit God desires for his children.
And lastly, representing the Southern Baptists, Reverend Lila James.
In our faith, every testimony, every shared story of grace brings us closer to God. Through this venture, we're creating a collective testimony, a shared experience that highlights the wonders of his creation.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 7 Think PAL volunteers are ready to embark on a journey of faith, understanding, and discovery. They represent not just the respective faiths, but the shared human spirit, the quest for knowledge, and the promise of a united future. Thank you.
To those who fear technology, I say this: we cannot afford to stand still while the world races ahead. To remain competitive, we must augment ourselves. We must forge a new path, a closed source path, where innovation is guided by ethical principles and rigorous safety standards.
Senator, I have something to say. This is not about fear, Senator. This is about transparency. Open source development is the only path to ensure that we're not given over to corporate greed, where everyone can flourish instead of just your selected few. Cognitive liberty now. Cognitive liberty now. Open source for all. Open source for all. Cognitive liberty now.
Open source is chaos. ThinkPal's security and ethical standards demand a focused, controlled approach.
Senator, if I may. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Grit Harbo. I'm Harvard trained, and I'm not going to take this crap lying down.
Mr. Harbo, it is not crap. In fact, I would say to you that it is as American as apple pie, baseball, and Coca-Cola. And just like Coke's formula is a secret, so too is the code for ThinkPal. It is a trade secret, and what you are suggesting is the height of un-American activities.
Facebook released its code for AI. Why can't you? No, come forward. This is a town hall. Come forward.
ThinkPal is the key to unlocking, what safeguards are in place to prevent ThinkPal from becoming a tool for surveillance and manipulation?
And it is exactly because it could be used as a tool by black hat operators who have ill intent and malice in their heart that we cannot share the code. We would not expose potential vulnerabilities so that it can be developed by them. It is a trade secret, and the people who need to know. Trust us.
Have you considered the potential spiritual consequences of merging your consciousness with a machine?
People on Zoom can't hear you. You have to use the mic.
But Gilman, have you considered the potential spiritual consequences of merging your consciousness with a machine?
I'm a neurologist, and I cannot speak to that. Reverend Gilman, would you please address a question like spirituality?
I think I've lost my place. Spiritually, everything is connected. Everything. That includes technology along with humans, along with all of creation. So the challenge is how we spiritually unify everything that encompasses this universe.
Well, I see a positive and negative side to these developments. On the positive side, I heard a news item that a new type of AI was developed that was put into the brain of a paralyzed person, and it took over the functioning that he didn't have anymore, and allowed him not to be paralyzed anymore. I think that's wonderful if it could do things like that. But on the other hand, I also heard a news item where two machines with AI were set up to talk to each other. So they started out okay, but then suddenly they went and created their own language. So the people that turned it on got scared and they unplugged it. So there's a positive and negative side.
I represent the Washington Post, and we have some questions. Senator Van Buren, what is your response to claims that the National Brain/Computer Interface is operating with a lack of transparency and public accountability?
I have to say that so much of our experience as ethical human beings here in the United States have gone in to developing this particular science. And I think that our efforts in that direction should answer your question.
And Reverend Gilman, I have a question for you. Some critics argue that ThinkPal is a form of technological escapism, a distraction from the real challenges facing humanity. How do you respond?
I'd like you to
Reverend Gilman.
please repeat that question. Is that intended for me?
No, that's intended for Reverend Gilman.
Thank you.
I'm trying to find my place on the script where this question comes in.
There is no script.
ThinkPal has opened my eyes to the interconnectedness of all beings. It is a profound spiritual awakening. It's a tool for facing those challenges with greater clarity and compassion. It empowers us to create a better world.
Oh my God, please. This is a violation of our cognitive liberty. We will not be lab rats. Your closed source experiment. We will not be lab rats.
I do not understand this, especially coming from a woman wearing glasses. Do you think when glasses were invented in the 14th century, they're going to make me see things that aren't there? No, this is like glasses. This is like receiving a hearing aid. I am surprised at the narrow-mindedness on display here.
I just want to respond to Helen's reference to that paralyzed lady who regained the ability to walk. Well, what she did not say is 5 minutes after she regained that ability, she walked out into the street and she got hit by a bus. Now, I want to reference the Senator Van Buren. Some of us, as you probably know, are technologically challenged. You and I have difficulty managing an electric toothbrush. So I'm suspicious. And I do remember, some of us remember, Space Odyssey. Does anybody here remember Space Odyssey? You remember Hal? Remember Hal taking over? These guys are working for Hal. Hands off our brains. We have a difficult enough time managing them ourselves. We don't need you screwing them up even worse.
This is a violation of our cognitive liberty. We will not be lab rats in your closed source experiment.
You liken this to eyeglasses. Eyeglasses can be taken off at will whenever. You can't take the implant out whenever.
Well, all I can say is after investing $800 billion in this scientific endeavor, it's really difficult for me to stand here and say, I don't know how to use a toothbrush. I want to thank everyone for their comments and remarks. Are there any other journalists who have a question? Jacqueline, from the New York Times.
I have a question for Ms. Rao.
Okay.
How will Darwin's edge ensure the ethical use of the data collected from ThinkPal users? Ethical and moral.
Thank you. We have safety it's a priority for us. Is as you can see, a great concern for all of us. So we have implemented robust privacy protocols and strict ethical guidelines to safeguard all of our users' data. We do believe in transparency and accountability, and we stand by it.
How can you say you have transparency when you won't give us the data on your source, that you won't have an open source that we can investigate ourselves or point out what's wrong or what's unethical about it, the people who are potential users?
When the time is appropriate, we will release our published papers in respected scientific journals like Nature and Science. When the data has been analyzed and we are happy that it is, we can confidently release it to fellow scientists for analysis.
Open source for all.
We are committed to ensuring equitable access to ThinkPal. We will work tirelessly to bridge the digital divide and empower all communities. Thank you. Any other questions?
Oh, wait, we have another question.
I see a hand raised on the aisle.
Mr. Harbaugh, this question is for you. What specific open source models do you believe would be most effective for neurotechnology development?
If I understood the question, you wish to know?
This is for me, Senator.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Thank you.
She's asking what open source development can do. Open source development makes the best software in the world. I know that people will say, I love my iPhone, but your iPhone, nobody knows the code and nobody can see what Apple is actually doing with all of your information. But Android is open source and is available for any company to take, expand, and use as they please. That model and the model that Facebook is offering, which is to offer their AI code for any developer and anyone to see that they're not hiding anything. What are you hiding?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I welcome your support. We are not hiding anything. Let me see if I can find something here. We welcome scrutiny and dialogue. We are confident that our commitment to ethical innovation will withstand any scrutiny.
No scripted response is going to satisfy us.
Well, all I can say at this point, and I hope you all appreciate this, we stand at the dawn of a new age, an age of augmented humanity, of limitless potential, of unprecedented collaboration between man and machine. Let us embrace this destiny together with courage, wisdom, and unwavering hope. Thank you.
Come on.
Senator, next week you're going to come back with a proposal to sell us a bridge in Brooklyn.
I really want to thank everybody for playing their part. Thank you. This is an attempt to use our creativity to engage a topic that is way above all of our heads. But to grasp the depth of it isn't necessary. The basics are that if we do not engage, then we will simply be the lab rats. It's as big as when the cell phone came out. It's as big as the nuclear bomb. It will change everything in the next 4 to 8, 20 years, and you have to be engaged, and you can't just be a consumer. This also makes us question who we are as human beings and what we want to be, which is exactly where we are as a congregation. So thank you for participating.
On the spiritual side of this, I do not understand nuclear energy. I do not understand this new AI technology, but our goal as spiritual leaders, I think, is to do all we can to make sure these people who do understand this have hearts filled with love and do believe in treating their fellow human man as they themselves would want to be treated.